Hey, yogis, and welcome home to House of Flow. Join me in a tall seat. You can sit up on a blanket, block, cushion, couch, wherever you can find a tall spine. So, stacking your shoulders over your hips, ground your palms on top of your thighs, and then as you're ready, allow your eyes to close or maybe just soften your gaze. Take a few moments to simply allow yourself to be still, to arrive here in your seated meditation. Start to notice your breath, but I would like for you to keep your breath natural and effortless. So simply observe the breath. So you're noticing each inhale, you're noticing each exhale, but you're not feeling the need to change or manipulate the breath. Just keep following the breath with your mind's eye. Keep this inner focus on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll start to add in a very simple meditation technique called counting. So you've done this before, you've counted before, but now we're simply just going to count our breaths. So there are definitely lots of different ways you could do this, but for today, just try this particular way. So in your mind's eye, just like you've been doing, notice your inhale, notice your exhale, and then in your mind, count the number 1. Again, notice your inhale, notice your exhale, and count the number 2. Continue like this. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Breathe in, breathe out, 5. So that is the kind of pattern that we'll take. And if you're still counting, just give yourself permission to release it for a moment. For today, our mission will be to count to the number of our age. And then if you feel yourself being pulled away by your thoughts, so let's say, for example, you're at inhale, exhale 9, and then your mind starts to wander and drift off to what you're eating for lunch or what you have to do later today, what email you have to respond to, and you lose track, right, of what number you are on, go right back to the beginning. So if at any point, and most likely there will be a point where you start to lose that connection to the breath, to the counting, then start over. Start back at 1. And if you're like, this is a piece of cake, and you make it all the way to your age, good for you. Start back at 1. And I will say that sometimes I'll even add in my mind's eye, saying the words to myself, inhale, exhale one. But of course, you don't necessarily have to do that. But for me, it just kind of helps to ground me further. And so we begin. But find a tall seat again. Crown of the head reaches up away from the hips, shoulders soften. Come back to noticing your breath. Again, keep the breath at your natural pace and rhythm. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and begin. Without any judgment, notice where your mind is at. You might even take a mental note of what number you made it to, or how many times you had to start over. And again, there's no judgment on this, but sometimes it's nice to have that little marker so that for next time, you might see if you've improved in any way. It's not about the outcome, it's about the act of practicing and returning to this meditation practice. But I also think that a little healthy competition with yourself never hurt anyone. So if you want to, take a mental note and then just start to deepen your breath. Start to become more aware with where you are in space, where the light and shadow is touching your skin. Notice any smells around you, the color behind your eyelids. Notice the texture of the ground beneath you. Notice where you're making contact with yourself, hands to thighs, feet on feet. Swallow. Just start to gently draw yourself back into the present moment. Join your palms together at the center of your chest, Anjali Mudra. Exhale here. And we'll seal this practice with a full breath in. Full breath out. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope to see you back on the mat very soon. Take care.